And we're gonna call the meeting to order. And we'll start with the pledge of allegiance. Yep.
Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Mel. Thank you, Mel. Okay, we'll move right into roll call and declaration of conflict of council members.
Milton Hodecker is present and no conflict of interest.
Rob Milchek, present, no conflicts.
Jonathan Eve, no conflict.
Tammy Hassel, no conflicts.
Mayor Carson, no conflicts. And we have no guest speakers tonight. So, citizens' comments period. Each individual gets 3 minutes. Does we have anyone that would like to speak? Pete,
Pete Smith.
introduce yourself.
I live right over there.
Hi, Pete.
Hi. Hi, Joey.
Hi.
So, comment about the trash. We had service first time. I talked to Jeremy, is that the guy that drives the big truck?
I think it is. Jeremy, yeah.
Nice guy. He was he and Brandon were the two that were helping us do the cleanup. There's another guy that drives the smaller truck. The guy that drives the smaller truck is not very friendly. This is being recorded, correct?
Yes.
Good. I've had meetings with him in front of Jim Stanton's yard. I understand it's hard to try to throw the trash into the back of his truck when it's full, and I get that. But he doesn't go out of his way to try to make it easy. If the bag's not completely tied, he won't take it. So as talking to Jeremy, I was under the impression that we would have a truck that could pick up the barrels that they dropped off and dump them. So with that being said, I loaded my trash barrel up with bags and other stuff. So about 20 or 30 minutes of talking to him about the service and how they're gonna help out the city and all that stuff, finding out they don't have that vehicle. He don't have a problem where he'll just kind of grab it, dump it, pull it. The other guy, he will write it up, and sure enough, he put a tag on my can and said he wouldn't empty it because he couldn't get the trash out of it. He couldn't like take the cardboard I had in there in the trash cans. And so I had brought it was over behind my house, I brought it to the front of the house. And so I told Jeremy that this is unacceptable, we can't have this, they're gonna piss the whole town off if you do this. Because everybody's expecting it to be dumped, and if you get those big cans and you can't pick them up, people are just throwing stuff in there. So it would be nice to address the new service to see how they're gonna remedy the situation. So in the meantime, what I'm doing is I'm not using their can, they can take it. I'll go back to my little cans where you can take the trash out, where you can pick the whole thing up and dump it. So be advised that it will become an issue. And I know that the guy that drives the big truck, Jeremy, he really wants to make it work. The other guy, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. So there you go.
I thought the whole reason why we got those big cans was because they were going to use a truck to dump them. So if that's not the case.
They don't have a truck where they're picking up those cans?
It's in Moscow. I don't know if they have more than one truck, but they do have a truck that does that, but it's not here.
I think we had a.
That's only for the Lulu Bridge. That's not for any
What are you talking about, Gene?
You can't get across the bridge over to the other side of
They're
town.
taking their little truck and they're going and getting it.
I know it, but the big truck can't get across the bridge.
Yeah, because the bridge has weight limits and it will be fixed. It will be replaced. I told you that the other day.
And I told you, 2 years is 2 years too long.
Dude, it's a government thing. They have to do an engineer's report and then they will replace the bridge.
When we got the deal, weren't they supposed to have a truck?
Yes, they're
Okay.
retrofitting the truck.
Okay.
It'll be 2 months before it gets retrofitted and the loaders get put on it.
Okay.
I missed that because Gene was arguing with me.
I guess they're supposed to be, well, that's probably why it's in Moscow then, right?
But,
They're getting a
so
truck
at this
retrofitted.
point, though, the problem is, if you fill your 96-gallon trash can up, they're not gonna be able to pick it up.
Yeah, we're gonna need to
They're
call
taking
them.
the trash bags out. They want you to put your trash bags in there and tie them, and they will pick them up and dump them.
Well, wait a second, the whole idea of the night,
Okay.
I'm sorry, but
Okay, hold on. We're working on this with them. It's a work in progress. This is our first run. We are speaking with them in regards to little issues that's coming up.
I'm very happy with the new service. Just need to work out the bugs and make it work better.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Yes.
I just wanted to bring up that part about the can because from the very beginning, I thought that was the whole reason why we were dropping off the cans, is so you could load them up and dump them with the new arm. So
and plus the old trash company was gonna start using the big cans as well.
right, yeah, I know.
So
yeah.
either way, we're gonna have the big cans.
Yep,
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so can I ask a question? Okay, so you're saying that a truck is being retrofitted to go over there or to do the whole town?
That's what we're gonna figure out. We're gonna talk, I'll call Brandon next week and get it figured out.
Is he
I'll
the guy
send
that
an
came in and
email.
talked to
I'll go
us?
down tomorrow and send
Is
an email.
Brandon the guy that came in and talked to us?
Yes.
The way I understood it was they were retrofitting a truck. It could take up to 2 months, but that was for the weight limit to go across Lulu Bridge.
Okay.
And they, in the meantime, would send somebody over that would pick up the bags and dump them in the smaller truck that they have right now. So I will send an email.
We will
So we
get
need
this
to make sure the
clarified
people
from
dumping the
Brandon.
trash
We're
are
gonna
aware of
have
that,
Brandon
that's what
see
I'm
if he can
saying.
come out next
Like, they
month
can
and
figure that
discuss
out.
it.
Absolutely.
But-
Ask them,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
if they're not gonna pick
Were you
it up,
done, Pete?
can we just start using our own cans again?
Okay,
I'll
we
ask.
need to move on.
Sorry.
Anyone else? Yes.
I'm Jason Bird, I moved up to Haven Lane, so I'm new, I don't technically live in town.
Okay.
But I see on the schedule that we have a deal for Angel Ridge. I don't know if this is the time to bring up my comments, or if that's the time to bring up my comments.
Now,
Okay, so we're not getting, that little stretch that's been in limbo for 3 years, or however long it's been now. I've called the county and I've talked to some other members in the community here. I have a tractor that I can help maintain that road, but I don't think the expense of that equipment and everything else is out of my own pocket. I don't mind doing the time and maintaining it because it's obviously a safety issue. And Cheryl ran off the road a couple of years ago, and I have 2 young kids and a wife that drives up and down it now. I have a 1 ton, and there's several times I come down that and just get sideways. And I have a dump trailer. I own a construction company, so I have a dump trailer too. And there's times I come down that I just drive the road 4-wheel drive the whole time. I mean, it's getting that bad. The top's been skidded off by that beam that the Howell machine used to use to kind of grade some of that stuff out, those I-beams. So I did it a couple days ago, it helped a lot. I have a rock brake, I need to bring that gravel back into the road because it's been pushed off to the side, so now you're just on hard pan. So there's really no way with, a 45 horse tractor to cut through those washboards. So I can nip the top of them and I can bring some of that gravel in, but I mean, I don't technically live in that, but I don't mind maintaining it while we're trying to figure out, what's going on with the attorneys between county and Peck and whatever else. Just thought I'd throw that out there and let you guys decide if you want to help maybe cover the maintenance on my tractor or pay for diesel. And in the meantime, while we're getting it figured out, I'll work on keeping the road safe for people that use the road.
Outstanding.
I hope that when we discuss this here in a few minutes, it'll help you out a little, answer a couple of your questions.
Thank you.
May I add to that? Is that part of the area that Howell is supposed to make chloride when they put their shop in?
They're supposed to maintain that road.
If they would do that, we wouldn't have the ruts. You're right. So if they would be held to the contractual agreement, then we wouldn't have this problem.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
And before I need to make a public apology to Gene. Gene, I am sorry for speaking out on you like that. My apologies.
Well, everybody else seems to have done a pretty good job of it, especially Tracy. I haven't had any sleep the last 5 years that I've lived here. I get
all right,
a planer all night long. I get people that don't even live here parking their cars up around me. I'm parked with a junkyard all the way around me. I get yelling and screaming and people running up and down that hill. I got a trailer parked halfway out in the middle of the road now. Somebody's parked up there again, they've been there for 4 days.
Can I add on to what he's saying?
That road, it's Pine Street, isn't it? Pine or Merritt?
It's also,
It's Lulu.
it's
No,
Lulu.
Lulu, but it's Pine.
And then I get him sitting up there with a big 440 chainsaw, cutting wood less than 50 feet from my front door.
So
And I
as,
get pretty
as
mad
a
when I'm
fireman
trying
on
to
the fire
get dinner
department, I
that
get it, I
way.
get it. As a fireman on the fire department, vehicles are being parked way into the road easement. So he advised, can we do something about that somehow, some way? Because if the neighbors parked their vehicle and they were diverting through, and I don't know that if they're parked out there like they are, we couldn't get a fire truck through that.
I was just discussing that today, we're,
If the fire department were to write a letter saying that they're inhibited from access, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It might,
Well, the thing of it is, there's other towns that have done it. The junk cars, if they're not licensed, they're not insured,
they're
they're legal tows.
they shouldn't be there.
Now, I've got one trailer that's been up there for 5 years, right at the corner. 5 years, no license on it. He's got stuff just parked and shoved right back up in Tim Fawcett's parking lot. That fell down 2 years ago. And then Turner's place burnt. I've got a junkyard all the way around me now, and I feel like I'm getting closed in. And then when I get noise all night long, the cops won't do nothing about it. They won't stop it. And then they wonder why I'm mad. I am just totally, how do you say, pissed off.
No, I understand completely.
When my house burnt, you can ask Rob right there. In less than 2 weeks, I cleaned that whole place up and paid for it. And he saw me do it. And Pete helped me do it too. And I'll tell you what, I'm getting tired, so tired of Tracy Boss, I just want to walk out the door and shoot him. He's almost caused me to do it. And if I do it, I'm gonna get all 4 of them because I've got his kids in my garage.
You probably shouldn't say that in the public record.
yeah.
I want it to be public record.
We need to be careful what we say.
Because I'll tell you what, he's not letting me get any sleep at night. I'm finding his cigarette butts all over my property.
You could probably get some sleep in jail.
Yeah, that's where I'll get it. But there's one thing about it.
Free
What are you
meals,
gonna
too.
do to a man at 77 years old? How long are they gonna put me in for? 20 years, I'll be dead before then.
All right, Gene, Mr. Donnelly, the point's taken. I think the council understands your grievances on this. I definitely understand it. I think the rest of us understand this, so, I imagine the mayor and council will try to figure out what they can do, because right now, there's nothing that can be done.
Well, this is why I got so mad the last time. He knows it, you know it, but nobody will do a darn thing about it. And I try to sleep.
Let's talk about this. I mean, we don't want to take up their time. Our 3 minutes is definitely up. Let's talk about this later.
Well, Mike, no, we're not gonna talk, this is why I came down here tonight, because nobody would talk about it in the last
Okay,
5 years.
then, council, let me speak for a minute, please. Gene, this is what you need to do. You need to get your phone out or a video camera and start videotaping stuff.
And it will not do it, and the cops have even tried to do it themselves, and it will not do it.
Get about
This
100
bear
hours
will
of
not do
video.
nothing, and excuse me, my 3 minutes is up, and so I'm leaving. Have
Thank you for
yourself a
coming,
good
Gene.
time when I sit there and shoot you.
We'll work on it.
Gene,
No, I'm not gonna listen to you,
No, you don't have to.
because you're full of crap.
see you later, buddy.
Next.
Welcome to Peck.
I got a good news. I want to build a house for my parents just up the road from them, and they wanted just right up there on Pine Street. Just right off of Pine
It's
Street.
right up above you?
Yeah, but we'll get some heavy machinery in for that to do the digging out. 'Cause we got to dig what is that, Kirby Street. We got to dig that up. My parents had some questions because there's no street
Could
there
you
right now.
introduce yourself?
Sorry, my name's John Semper.
Yeah. Oh, I
So I'm building a house up the hill right now. Most of you guys probably know that, but so it's Speedy's property. There's only a couple lots up there. It looks like you could even build on anyway. You got an old boat on one, another flat spot.
Oh, yeah.
But if we go up and we clear out Kirby Street, me and Pete kind of walked up and looked at it today. My parents were wondering if they could use that kind of as their driveway. So you do have Kirby Street and you turn off it to go under their house, just like you would at me and Milt's place. So it would be no different. The concern they have is if they're putting that in, there's nobody else developing. What level do they have to have? I mean, are we talking 4 foot of road base? Because there's nothing else here. I just didn't know if they had any rules here in Peck of what's required if we were developing a road for a house.
Let us look into that.
That's good.
Cause I mean, my parents, they don't wanna spend $100,000 putting in a road that,
George Semper is
for,
his dad.
for
that
what it
called.
is, so.
And we've talked to your dad and
Oh, you've already talked to him?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're working
He's
on,
called. We're
yeah.
trying to get the information
Oh,
for him.
okay.
Just so you know, the guy right there, he owns the property right above the lots that your parents wanna buy.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Huh, how you doing?
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah. So I mean, it goes real steep past that property. I don't know if it'll ever tie up into May, but
Right.
it'll just go up into Kirby. And so all it would be is you'd have kind of a driveway that would come up, and if someone ever developed the lots on the other side, which are pretty hilly, I guess they could, and it would be of their benefit. But I just look at like down below my place that goes down to that rental place that it's still Kirby. I mean, that's just a bunch of pit run. It wasn't even gravel. But it just,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it'll be a lot nicer than that because they don't have a fancy four-wheel drive to get up. But
Oh, but I was asking Rob, there's that big rut, that big like washout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's the rental. I think it's Deo's. They laid pit run going down to that
Yeah.
trailer. Was it?
And so one other question I have, as far as easements, and my parents may have already called, I don't know. But as far as easements, they were just wondering, could they just have the 30 feet of the center of the street, their easement, it'll be beyond that, their house will be way up above that, but they'll have like their septic and stuff down there. Can that just be off of Pine instead of Kirby? Because Kirby isn't even built yet, and then they can move that over to have room for their septic on that same lot? That makes any sense?
I think it does make sense, and that's part of the question that he asked us that we're looking into.
Because when I did mine, they let me do it, I had to do it off Kirby, but then when I asked about Marion, they're like, no, we don't care. You already did it off Kirby, you're facing Kirby Street, so Marion, you technically only have to have 5 feet off your property line, right? And so that's all they're trying to make sure is before they get it, they don't wanna have to buy 3 lots from Speedy to be able to build a small house.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, when we are working on that.
Okay.
That's all I can say for right now.
Okay.
Did we have information?
I
contact you?
have his dad's information.
And they'll be up here next weekend anyway, kind of looking at it. I think they'll be purchasing the land around that time or pretty soon, so that's kind of what they're looking at. We'll start digging. But like I said, we're gonna have to get some big machinery in there to be able to do that, so we'll just move those cars out of the way.
That's what I was gonna
Fix
say.
everything.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We'll just pick them up with that big tractor and we'll just throw them in the backyard and keep going.
There's some more over here you guys can grab while you're at it.
I'll let Gene ride on the back with an AR, they won't shoot back.
Could you call me? I want a video.
Anybody have a car compact?
All righty then, moving on.
Any others?
Next,
Yeah, really, anybody else?
anyone else? Any other
Who
comments?
can top that?
Yes, I don't know what I'm doing, but, I'm Joey Vaughn. I own a couple of mobiles up on
Okay.
Wasky Street, 515 Wasky. Apparently somebody stole my water meter,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
great.
that water meter's actually was on Speedy's property, so I don't know. He didn't want me to put the mobiles there,
Okay,
so I don't know. I'm not saying he got it, but I'm just saying it was on his property, I think.
I've never understood how you can steal water.
We've got to get
You're
a
right
map of
across,
everything
those
in
places,
here.
your home or mobile is right across from Olaf, right?
Yep.
Well, okay.
So
Okay,
it's,
so-
And then the water meter's down the hill, cause I own about 15 feet on the downhill side of that lower mobile home. But that meter would have to be on his property, so I don't know if he
They've
had
already
it.
got a hotline plumbed out to it, the box there though, right, with the valve, off valve there, where the water meter was, right?
Yeah, it was,
That's
yeah,
what
it did work, yeah.
Isn't that, Wasky, how do you pronounce that
yeah,
street
last
anyway?
one, yeah.
Doesn't that have a right of way going up right up through there?
I
And
believe
that
so.
water
Wasky was
meter's
never
on that
developed.
right of
Yeah,
way.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I
think it
looked
does.
at when I was reading meters, it looked like it was on that street right of way, that water meter was, so it's
Right,
actually on
so-
city property.
we will look into this,
Okay,
and I think we got your phone number,
yeah.
and so we'll give you
Yeah,
a
'cause
call.
somebody called me, I was in Alaska, and they said, asked me if I got it. I said, no, I ain't got it. What?
You don't know
This
about
was a
what
couple of
time
years
that
ago.
was?
I don't,
I think I found the record today, and I think it was around 2020. Does that
Oh,
seem
when it
right?
was gone, yeah, cause
Yeah.
I've owned that since like 19, I think.
So does that seem about right to
Yeah.
you?
Uh-huh.
Alright, I thought I found that today.
Jody, would you be opposed to having Wasky developed from Pine to May?
I don't have a problem with it.
That would be, as a fire department, the only access we have is Lulu. With all
But
the
boy, that's
I
a
second
steep
that.
chunk, just like Lulu's Street would be though. I
But
mean.
it'd still be access, one way in. We
Yeah.
only have one way in, one way out now. So if you could get Wasky and even Kirby tied into May, and I talked to Brian Dale, you get a tractor, and he'd probably just lower that road on that upper end and start bringing dirt down and maybe tie those in. It could be done.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be done.
These are things that we'll take into consideration and look to put on the, honey-do list for next year.
Okay.
I had one more question, that the lower mobile home, I'm gonna wanna put water in that someday, so where would I dig the line for,
I think we'd have to get together and discuss it and go up and do some looking and surveying and try to find exactly where the lines are.
yeah, okay.
So until we can do that.
I'm not in a hurry on that one, but the other one, you know,
Yeah,
I'd like to get some water in there. before-
until we can discuss it, I can't really give you a definite answer,
Yeah,
so, but we will look into this.
but
and
do you
get
think
some-
the other water meter was okay where it was at? I mean, it wasn't, if it's on a right of way, then he wouldn't have any, shouldn't have an issue with it, like,
I would have to go look at it. We would have to get visual eyes on it and before we can
Okay,
make any
yeah.
decisions.
But it's right up next to your property though, almost.
so it's close,
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought it was, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll work on getting you an answer
Okay,
soon. Anyone else?
what about the water meter that's missing though?
We're gonna work on the whole, process. Everything that you're asking for, we're gonna look into. While we're up there looking at the stolen meter, we can look at the other that you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, I'm not in a hurry on
Just,
the other one.
just the
Okay.
meter or the
Yeah.
box?
I would like to get water in
There
there.
was just the meter, and then we have two peak bills.
That's the one you're wanting to write down.
And then
Right,
Yeah,
enough
it's-
for
it's ready
one
to
box
rent,
if it's deep
other
enough?
than I just got a few things to do.
So by next month you wanna rent it, is that,
I'm wondering,
Yeah.
it sounds like we're gonna need 3 water meters in the near future.
Yeah.
One and then 2
alrighty.
for him.
Anyone else?
Yeah, we'll have to order those.
I have one more thing, I'm sorry, I was just curious about, the street where I'm at. I know last winter on, I had to kind of slide into home base to be able to make it once it got any snow on it at all. And that street especially, it decides to turn into more of a ditch, it's already got a pretty good rut in it. Last year, we did have some different equipment, I think before, and I think with the changing of the guard, we lost some of that equipment that would kind of grade some of that out. I know there's piles of gravel down here, but we need to do something with that, cause come winter, literally I'd have to get in off Pine and I would tap the brakes easy and just slide into home base to get in home. Or I'd have to put chains on to get into my driveway right there, and that's just on that main road. So magnesium chloride's great, but I think we need to actually build that road up about 2 feet and make it so it is a road instead of a ditch, and then water will drain off to the sides like all the rest of the roads. I
Right.
don't
We
know.
got 2 brand new maintenance guys that we're gonna be putting to work.
Okay, I don't know how you wanna do it, I'm just looking at it going, if I was looking at how it would cost to build the road up for my parents, and I'm like, man, we need to bring in some pit run, and then we need to bring in some hard rock, and then we need to bring in some road base. To bring it up, it needs to come up about 2 feet, so it would actually crown instead of just being a big ditch right now.
Right, and there's things that we've already been discussing about
Okay.
road work and things like that. So there's plans in play, we just gotta.
No, it's fine, I just looked at that going, this is worse than last year, we're heading into this winter, and it's gonna be rough if you'll have a 2-foot rut by the end of the winter.
You're on
the way-
Pine,
On Kirby.
you're below, right, but you're below Pine
Yep.
and between Pine and Marion.
Yeah,
That road's an icy sheet
It's-
in winter.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Couple of dump truck loads of pit run on it, leveled out, crown, and then some 3/4 minus on top of that, and then packed. That would probably cure that problem.
Does
When
it
are you
have ditches
available,
on it?
Pete?
You gotta pull this right first.
When are you available?
That's right. I got the dump truck.
Does it have ditches?
Does it have ditches though? You
There's
have to
no
pull
ditches on either side.
So
The
here's
roads
the
are ditched.
idea, you gotta pull ditches first and then go ahead and do your road base and stuff first. I mean,
There's
without
no way to put
ditches, you
ditching
ain't got
because
nothing.
it's all driveway. That's the problem with it. If you crown it, you
Driveways
can get
through
the
there.
water to go down the side of it instead of going down the middle of it.
Kinda like
You
in
just
front-
have to look at it.
Kinda like in front of Brian Dale's house.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Basically any road up there, not just that one, but anything that does this, to include the one in front of where Speedy's place was, is just it's just less traveled slightly. But you'll slide down that one too.
Alrighty. Anyone else? Okey doke. Moving on to approval of the minutes.
I wanted, is that, where we are now?
I don't guess I need to get into that,
Oh,
but
wait, I missed any proposed amendments to the agenda?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Madam
I
Mayor,
missed-
I'd like to add, discussion of, putting, magnesium chloride on again before winter,
Okay,
under new business.
Is that a,
under new business.
being a, I don't know anything about magnesium chloride, what's the point of that?
It builds up.
It
binds the
seals the
soil.
road, it seals it, makes it like concrete over time,
Putting mag chloride on what? I'm sorry.
the roads, all
Oh,
streets.
all
It's
the-
also a de-icer.
It is.
It's basically salt,
Yeah, I know that.
yeah.
By definition,
Put
it's
that in
salt.
number 7,
That'd be fine,
See, I'm not a scientist.
Cindy, number 7,
Number 8.
I mean,
So what are you guys changing, what part?
Adding, number 8 for new business will be discussion of mag chloride before winter on the roads.
okay.
Yeah, good, mark it that one, that's fine.
Alrighty. Now, since we have added that, we will move on to approval of the minutes.
I, was not aware, as I read this, I was not aware of any changes that needed to be made, does anybody else?
I didn't know
I
this.
wasn't.
Okay. I move that we adopt them as published,
Second.
All approved?
or approved them, I guess is the word.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Is that for both sets of minutes? There's 2 sets of minutes in there.
Oh, the
One
last,
for last
the, in
council
the
meeting and
special.
one for
And
the
the
special
special meeting.
meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, the one I went to executive session,
Right,
okay.
but not, you're not, giving approval on the executive session. Those minutes are kept separate.
Right,
But you guys that were in it have those. It's just the special council meeting before and after
Okay.
executive session.
yes, then that one also is part of my motion.
Okay.
Can we get another second on that?
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Okay. Next we'll move on to old business. And it'll be the third reading of the ordinance 185 by title only as previously approved by council in August. This is the third and final reading. Ordinance number 185, an ordinance entitled the Annual Appropriation Ordinance for Financial Year 2025, beginning October 1st, 2024, appropriating the sum of $256,335 to defray the expense and liabilities of the city of Peck for said fiscal year, authorizing a levy of sufficient tax upon the taxable property and specifying the objects and purpose proposed for which said appropriation is made.
It is.
It's a heck of a title.
Okay, and this is the third reading.
This is the third and
And
final reading.
I move that this ordinance be adopted.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Okay, I'm gonna do a roll call vote.
Rob Milchek, aye.
Mel Decker, aye. John Williams, aye.
Tammy Hassel, aye.
Okay, motion approved.
Ordinance passed.
Ordinance is passed. Yeah, that was number one. Okay, now, update on website. This is an action item, update on website for city and city logo.
Okay, so I know that we last time talked about this, we tabled it for the future, because we knew we were gonna be a little bit busy. However, I think we need to get moving on it. I think it's gonna solve a lot of problems. I think that people can have information on there, that will have information on there for the community, and I just think it's a really good idea right now. I forgot to bring my price sheet. I think I can find it in my phone. And then also we're gonna need a logo for it, and I did find somebody to make us a logo. I kinda took it from the Welcome to City Peck sign, took a photo of that and sent it to him, and his quote was $120, but we get $20 off because we're a municipality. They'll give us 12 to choose from, and we will own 8 of those. They'll be black and white, they'll be color, they'll be like one if we ever want to have it stuck to the side of the truck, and we will own it. Nobody else will be able to do that. And I think getting started on the website, I know we're going to be busy, but I think Justin would be more than happy. He had already offered earlier to help with it, and I think once it's and Anthony, yes. So I just personally think it would solve a lot of problems in the community right now if we had the information on there that people could go see, and it might solve a lot of the miscommunications that we are experiencing.
So that's a place to go then, rather than Facebook?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
we need an official place to go for people, because there's a lot of people that don't
Have Facebook.
have Facebook, so they don't see it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want it, and I don't,
Yeah.
Don't blame them.
But, I know that Cheryl and Cindy went to this last conference, and a lot of people, it seemed like were asking if we had a
A
website.
lot of people ask
Very
if we had a
much.
website.
And it's, Jason, what's the water things that we can put on there, water?
Oh, we could do the customer confidence reports.
Right, we can, also put our minutes will be on there, our budget will be on
Yep.
there, our
Upcoming events.
upcoming events, we'll have a calendar on there.
Yeah.
We'll have all the city council meetings will be on
Could we
there.
also put on there, could they request through there if they wanna reserve the park, let's say?
Oh, yeah,
Something
yeah,
like- Or the
sure.
community
Yeah,
center.
yeah, and there'll be, and also they'll have, it's just when you go onto a website, there's contact us, and it's like one email. So if they write to any of us, it'll go straight to Cindy and she'll direct it to us. So we won't have to have our personal emails involved.
And now, can we put notifications on there, like when maintenance is working on a road, or like when
Absolutely.
they're working on the bridge,
Yeah.
they can put it on
Yeah.
there.
Or
This is
boil
gonna be
order, or
boil
anything
orders,
like that.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
work will be done on this day, watch for.
Yeah,
Are we able to host that site for free somehow using Google Sites, or is there anything out there like that?
There are ways to do it for free, but
Not good ways? Or...
yeah, like Tammy was saying last time we were talking about this, once you have a free website like that, or something that's super cheap, like a GoDaddy or something,
Yep.
the security on it is
Okay.
extremely low, and it's easy for people to hack in. Yeah. That was my first thought. But.
what, the security?
But what I could do is, there's a clerk's email that goes to all the clerks in the state. I could send one out and ask who they use for their city websites, and we can get.
Well, I did that. Let me see if I
Oh,
can find it.
okay.
I've got the prices in here.
Okay.
I got quoted, and it was the cheapest one I could find.
Is that Revive or something?
I don't remember. I know the city of Idaho uses it.
Some water system or something.
Yeah, it's water.
I remember that.
And but when we can table it till next month as well, I just think it's something we need to get going on, because I just think it would solve a lot of our problems right now. Of the miscommunication.
Any thoughts?
I'm all for a website. I just want to find out how much it's going to cost and how much
Yeah.
it's going to cost monthly or annually, and what we can do with it. But I mean, all the content you all discussed is exactly what needs to go on it.
So
Yeah.
do we need to table that then until you
Nope, I've got it right
got it
here.
there? Okay.
After today's, it's gonna need a police report / obituary section.
Do a monthly listing on who's threatened who at the city council meeting.
Moving to jail this week.
We don't even have a judge.
Told you, you need your own police department, we could keep our residents here.
And what weekend are you gonna take?
Exactly.
I still have my duty belt, you can borrow it.
Just public hangings.
Oh.
Jesus.
It'll be done quick. No, get out
No point feeding them.
Oh boy. Anyway, how much was that?
Okay, so what the initial cost is gonna be $1,064, and that's for setup and everything.
Okay.
And then after that, it's gonna be $665 a year.
Okay.
So that's,
$50 a month.
yeah.
And is that no matter how often we want to update it, or are we,
Yeah, we
or
are
do we have
updating.
control to get in there and update
We
it?
have-
So
ourselves?
all you need, you just drag files into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then the logos in addition to that.
$100.
That's a one-time
That's a
$100 fee.
one-time fee. After that, we own it and we never have to do it again.
And we get to keep 8 images. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
they give you 12, and I think you pick.
8.
I'll have to get that info back. I didn't even think about bringing that with me. I
Okay.
shouldn't have. But yeah, they've got 12 different designers, and you get 12 different ones, and you get to pick, I believe, 8 different ones. Maybe 4. Black and white, color, translucent. I'll get the information, you guys.
That's a good deal. I did the logo for the Orofino Waste and Water Department that we put on our trucks and everything. And shopping around to try to see if someone wanted to do it first, it was starting off at $250.
Yeah.
So that 100 is a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Okay, so I move that we go ahead with the setting up the website and the logo, and that we appropriate the money to cover that. And I guess that's all I need to move.
A second.
Okay. Since we're spending money, we'll do a roll call vote.
Rob, no check. Aye.
No, aye.
John will need by.
Tammy Hassel, aye.
Okay, motion passed. We'll be getting a website and a logo. Okay.
Since we have an IT person now.
Do it. Alrighty.
Just don't make direct eye contact.
Split units.
Look away.
We'll move on to number 3, the split units for City Hall and the Post Office versus electric radiator heater. In your packet, you have the quote from Bob Bill Heating and Air Conditioning. It was a little over $14,000. What they said they would do is they'll put one in the post office, one in City Hall, and we'd run it, it'd be cheaper if we ran it all off of one electrical, compressor, yes. So,
So it would be all through one meter, who would pay for that?
that's what we would have to
Yeah.
decide.
And
I
then,
can guarantee you it will be cheaper than running little space heaters all winter.
but what about the actual electrical work, is that included in this?
That's included. With Bob or Bill, they have their own electrician, they have that works for them. They don't subcontract out to anyone. They do all the work themselves. For $14,000.
So after all the work is done, does it pull a lot of electricity?
No.
It'll pull less than we're pulling now,
Yes,
but
of course.
it's gonna take, I mean, years to recover.
Right now, the post office pays for their own electric.
Right, so that'll be, so now we'll be paying for theirs, so that'll actually, any
We would
savings would be might be an increase to us.
We would have to look at our contract with them and possibly renegotiate it.
Renegotiate their rent.
There's also, I've been, and I don't know, just gonna throw this out there, looking at heat for my own house. And there is nice infrared where you can hang, some of them look just like you hang them, and
Yeah.
it's about $70 a month.
Yeah, I mean,
How
they're
much
better
does it
than
cost
radiant, but,
To put them in.
no, it's just they're a plug-in thing.
It's a plug-in, yeah. And it's infrared, and
They're very popular in Turkey.
You'd still have to have the electrical contractor in them, and a public
No, I don't think so.
unless you already have a plug there.
If you have a plug there, yeah.
I think we need to purchase that. You can purchase them because the cord's gonna have to come down to the wall. The white stuff that covers the cords. And it's a 120 volt, 1500
One.
BTU.
Watt.
But you can get them, the one I'm looking at is you can do 1500, 750, 1500, then the lowest is Econo, which I only think that's about 400 to 500 watts.
So
Can I
have
bring
a
up?
question about that too. How much does that pull on the electric wiring, because it's a really old building, versus the separate units getting all new wiring going out? Just a question.
I mean, they're gonna pull less than the radiant heaters used to, or it's gonna pull less than the floor mounted
Okay,
radiant heater.
okay. I didn't know, so I thought I'd ask.
I mean, that's the reason they use a little bit less energy than the pure brute force, resistance heaters.
And they have settings on it where you set a certain temperature and it just keeps it, it's not something you wanna turn off and on, because that's really when you start, when it has to
Right.
be. So, I've got a small one and I've just got it set at like 68 degrees all the time, and if I wanna turn it up, I turn it up a little bit.
So is this something we need more information on, or?
Yeah, I mean,
I think we need more.
from my
safe?
perspective, $14,000 is out of the question.
Oh, we have.
I just had an 18 ton mini split put in my house with the electrical, and it was 3,500.
Yeah.
An 18 ton will cover about 3,000 square feet.
Who did
So,
that for you?
Chris at Clearwater Heating and Air, right up the road on Angel Ridge, right up the road from me. He's the subcontractor I use for all of my HVAC stuff. And
Wow.
What's that name? What was that name again?
my name's Jason.
No, what was the contractor's name that did it?
Oh, it's
Chris.
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 A lot of this cost.
It's my son-in-law.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we got Patty. We can get the information.
So he installed mine for 3,500. So I'm just listening to this number from Bill. I've never dealt with them, but
Does that include the electricity, the electrical?
Yeah, electrical everything.
He
Yeah,
does
he does
all
it
that
all.
too?
So he can do it all. He did mine in my house today. He did it in one day for 3,500.
That's what
I
they did
move that we
my son
table
too.
this.
Yeah, so we should table it, because Milt installed his own too.
I installed my own, but we can't do that in the city
Yeah.
building.
No, not a commercial building. You're not
He's
gonna-
licensed and everything. I mean, he did my friends
Yeah.
in Lewiston's in one day, and it was 3,500.
Yeah.
Get an estimate from
What-
him.
That's
Yeah,
what.
so you're talking about $7,000 versus 14. I mean, that's 100% margin.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's
that
the
seems
name
kind
of
of
this company?
outrageous.
Clearwater?
Clearwater Heat and Air.
Yeah, Clearwater Heating and Air.
Okay, I move we table that and get more information on contractor.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah.
Tabling it until we get more
The thing
information.
about a mini split too is then you have AC in the summer as well.
Yeah.
And they
That-
are
Right.
very efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like $30 a month to run that thing 70 degrees in my house year round.
My son just had his put in too. He had
Oh,
5 to 6 put in, $9,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
we just had a
14,000.
motion
To table.
to
To
table
table.
it, and we had a second.
Yes.
Can I get a vote?
To table it, aye. Rob Milchek, aye.
Okay. Motion's passed to table it. He's the one that made the first.
Still gonna say aye.
He did. Milt, say it again.
Aye.
Thank you.
Do you know they named a hurricane after you?
I know. We're terribly
They said it reached the highest intensity that's mathematically possible for that
exactly
area.
right.
I mean,
That's-
you way to outdo
Yeah,
yourself.
and
Okay.
I'm not saying that I'm a big blowhard.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna move on before
Sorry.
the hurricane gets out of control here. We're gonna bring you back down to
The hurricane
one
left.
instead of 5, yeah.
I've been waiting all day to say that.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna move on to the siren at City Hall building. This is information only, and I think that's,
Let's do
Oh,
it.
did we had a thank you there. Oh, no, we're still in old business. Okay, this is one that we kicked around a little bit. Yeah. I'll huff and I'll puff. This is one we've kicked around a bit, and it came up again after we had the school surprise closure because they didn't have power and all that sort of thing. It's just a way to alert people that there is something. This kind of goes along with the website thing because we could put news on the website, and if you hear the siren, you look on the website to see what's happening, which is the way they do the tsunami warnings over in Hawaii. The siren goes off, and then you turn on the radio to hear what's going on.
I like it for the fire effect
Yeah,
too. like
Yeah.
we were
because,
doing.
and the fire department has had, in the old building, a controller where the Nez Perce dispatch could call in on our phone line and set off the siren. At the same time, they alerted people over the radio. Okay, so I'm still trying to find that controller. I don't know if it got left in the building or not. I'm trying to find somebody at the building at some point where I can look in there and see.
I
if we
have
got
the
it.
phone number, I talked to David Howell today on the
Okay,
phone, so I can give you the
Okay,
number.
if you can just ask if, okay, let's do that. And I'll ask if the controller's still in there. So I don't remember taking it out, but I haven't been able to find it in any of our piles of stuff down there at the other place either, so. But anyway, that controller, and then there would be the matter of some kind of a siren, because we don't really have a competent siren at this point. So again, I need to table that and come back with more information. I was hoping Randy would be here tonight and might be able to give us some information, but he didn't make it, so. So I'll move to table on that.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Siren has been tabled. Okay. I'm gonna have to look at yours.
Okay.
New business, where we owe Don Aker a huge thank you for fixing the bathrooms at the city park, and he also winterized them. He repaired all the broke lines, and he winterized it to, Leroy, was that today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, he got it all winterized yesterday, so the bathrooms are locked at the park for the winter. A big thank you to him. And then, moving on to action item, replace shut-off valves at the park for the bathrooms. I'm gonna let
What's that about?
the,
When you turn the valve
Why
off,
not?
it sprays water,
Oh, I turned it on and off and it didn't do anything.
because the other one's off.
Oh, it had power, it had water to the bathroom and I turned it off and there was no more
Well-
water in the bathroom.
When Jim turned it off, it sprayed water
the
everywhere.
one right there by the bathroom?
Yeah,
Did you have to turn it off before you turn the main off?
no, I turned it off first.
Oh,
Cause it's got a drain in it, it's gotta have, turned off in order to drain the bathroom. So I drained the bathrooms and I plunged out the toilets and I did everything I could and the guy came in and
Right.
I don't know what he did.
If you have the main on and you go to shut the bathrooms off so you can have just the bathroom shut off but still have irrigation water, that valve does not shut completely off. It sprays water everywhere.
Was that, the spraying water, was that draining? Was that the drain?
Yeah, when you open, or when you shut it off, there's a drain on the side of it, and it's gonna blow water out of that drain.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So it's kinda like one
It's a
of the
blow-off valve.
frost-free,
So it's a
frost-free
blow-off valve,
hydrants.
okay.
That's how, what it's designed to do,
Okay.
to drain the bathroom, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay, so it'll do that every time.
You
So
shut it off,
it's-
and the
it's-
pressure's gone and it stops. You
Yeah.
just didn't let it run until the pressure was off.
Okay, so that's,
So I'd scratch that, and if I have a problem, I'll.
Yeah, no, I
figure it
understand
out.
what you're saying, I just,
Fixed.
all right, so we'll consider that one fixed. Not needed. Okay, what's the next one? Email from Rich with TD and H.
I did not get an email back from him before I left City Hall today. And I was there till 5 or after,
Was that
before I shut down my email.
crosswalk thing?
It's, no,
Bridge.
It's the
Oh, bridge,
bridge.
okay.
Right.
So we need to table it.
We don't know the amount.
Yeah, we don't know the amount right
So
yet.
this was, the email was supposed to be how much?
How many hours he put in and
Oh,
how much
I
he wanted.
wanted for it,
He
and-
asked for payment for the time he put in.
And he never emailed us
So you
back,
get paid
so
a month later.
we will,
If you all decide to, yes.
can I get a motion to table that?
I can do that.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And if he really gets nasty, we can have a quickie council meeting just to,
Address
Pay
it,
it.
right, but I don't think so. Who seconded?
I did.
Thank you.
Or the W on number 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, next action item, Adobe Acrobats. I'm gonna let Tammy take the floor for that one.
Yeah, I've got some paperwork, a lot of paperwork that I'm currently filling out. And to do it by hand would be not easy to do. I've got 3 done, I've got probably 20 more to do. And it's $16.99 a month, and I would like to have it for about another month or possibly 2 to complete this task.
And this
Because
task,
she's helping me with,
yeah.
right,
Yeah,
because
and this
there's an
task
abundance at
was,
the moment.
this, it's the IRS.
yeah,
We've got like, from 2019 up to current, basically, 941 files that were never filed. So, that's due by the 18th, but I am going to write them a letter to make sure that, you know, we're not gonna get penalized. If they've never had to write a waiver letter before, then usually we won't get penalized.
if the city of Peck never
The
had
city
to
of
write
Peck,
it.
if the city of Peck never had to write a waiver letter to them before. So right now, we're out of compliance with the IRS,
I
basically.
got nailed for not filing my 941
Yeah,
once, and it was a $7 fine.
Yeah, well, I've got nailed for it too, and it was 10,000, so,
What?
depends on the size of your company, I think.
Yeah.
Or I didn't have it.
So you need Acrobat for a couple more months, is that what
Yeah,
you're
cause
saying?
I've gotta fill the 940, which isn't that big of a deal, but first thing you gotta do is you gotta go through the payroll, you gotta make sure, you know, it's where you put down what you paid in federal, what the employee and company together paid in FICA, Social Security and Medicare, and
Okay.
so it's
Time consuming.
Yeah.
It's time consuming, and doing it by hand would just take twice as long.
And by Tammy helping me, you're saving
Oh.
my wages and
Oh, well.
overtime, so, yeah.
And that was basically $17 a month?
$16.99, yeah.
So, you
$16.99.
think 3 months will do it, or do you want
I
more
think so,
open-ended?
I know, I
We can
think,
always come in with more, so.
yeah, I
Okay,
think 3 months will be,
okay, I move that we provide 3 months of Adobe Acrobat for that purpose.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Tammy,
I,
Any nays? Adobe Acrobat approved for 3 months.
Culverts.
Okay, next action item is culverts. We got a lot of work to be done on some culverts. They got, kind of, when was that? The 17th of September?
yeah, okay,
Think so.
yeah.
Yeah, 17th of September, the hydrants got flushed and did a whole bunch of damage on Elwood. So we need to,
Guess we don't have to worry about telephone lines anymore, right?
No, we do.
Yeah, we still
do?
do.
I
Yeah.
did locate today, and we had to locate, it got finished today.
So is it damaged or the culverts are just full of stuff?
They're just full.
They're all full
Okay.
of stuff.
We need to,
It'd be nice to dig them out a little bit, maybe put a little bit of a catch basin in front of them a little bit, so that we're not fighting all
Are they gonna have to get dug out or blown out?
the time. I don't know yet how
A
full
little
they
bit
are
of
and
both.
stuff, but we should be able, if I have to, I can borrow a jet, down at Orfino from them, to go ahead and clean the culverts out if we need to.
Didn't you mention you could use the fire truck or something?
We had
Somebody
discussed.
had talked about it, using the truck to blow them out with the hose. That's a possibility if you wanna try to do that. The vacuum truck would be the ultimate, then you're sucking stuff out, not digging down because you got all those telephone lines in the ditch.
Yeah, they're right in the ditch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They got an excavator last year to try and dig them out, and, you know, all they managed to do is dig up phone lines.
Cause they're only like that deep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
full. And in front of
Oh,
this
well,
apartment's
below
place
the
over
ditch
here,
line.
it's really full, it needs to be cleaned out. That whole area is just.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, and even maybe even
Cheryl
some-
and I can attest to that, Cindy.
So
Yeah.
is there a proposal for how to do this that we can make a motion on?
Well, that's,
Well, I'm gonna go out there and, I talked to the guy today that did the locating stuff anyway, or this evening anyway, and, I'm gonna go out and clean them up when I can without destroying his cable, you know? But, he pretty well understands that his cable's not in a good spot. You know,
So-
I made that clear that any damages that might occur from
Those-
that,
those
we are
lines-
not liable for it.
Those lines still matter, cause they go on up the hill, right, past Peck?
The telephone line?
Yeah.
Well, it goes, yeah, clear up Old Melrose Grade to my
Right,
ranch. Yeah.
right.
right, so there's a lot of people on
Right,
that line.
right.
Yeah, I think it's a 25 pair, I think, line or something about that, 24 pair. Yeah, so it's a pretty good sized cable.
So basically, to do this job, you would need to get what, so we can approve it?
I would recommend looking at a vacuum truck that can suck the dirt out so that you're not digging.
Yeah, but
So-
Well, the ditches I understand, but the culverts, if we at least get the culverts, what
That's what-
culverts?
that's
we
what
we're
the
gonna
deal
have.
is.
need,
culverts are
yeah, we
covered.
need to clean out for the
Right.
culverts, okay? And then, like I say, I can get a jet rotter from Orfino and clean the culverts out without having to do anything weird, like with a fire
With
truck
fire
or anything like that.
Yeah.
And
So
they clean
that's
it out
a-
nice and they, don't damage anything.
Is that something you'd rent then?
No, Shane let me borrow it.
Okay.
I'm pretty good with the city of I worked for the city of Orfino doing their maintenance work and stuff for several years and stuff, so I.
And you'd run that off of a fire hydrant?
No, well, yeah, we got tapped into some water source.
Right.
Yeah, but this one I think is electric, their small one is, yeah, but it just runs off of, pressurized water. Yeah.
Right.
And it just feeds the water up there, and it's got a jets on the back to help force it forward, plus blow the crap out.
Mhm.
And then it's got a couple of jets on the front that goes in and chews at it. Yeah.
They're really cool. We've used them a couple times over with us.
Really?
So the only thing to talk about later on after we get done, I said, so the only thing to talk about other than, I mean, if you get that, let me know and I'll help you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
first we gotta get the top of the culverts cleaned out and
Right.
get the ditch cleaned out. So that's what we gotta get the backhoe fixed to do that.
Right.
So do we need a motion of any kind, or is this?
So this is more of
I
an
think this is more of an
investigation type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing.
information
And that's
item
why I
to
got ahold
get
of
the
it
ball on
today and
it.
had
And
it.
in reality, for doing something like that, that's just under the scope of generalized maintenance to where the city council wouldn't
No, I
necessarily
don't
have to
even-
approve it.
Right, but we're gonna have to approve to get the backhoe fixed,
Oh,
Well,
to
that's
get
later.
the culverts.
Yeah, that's later on in the meeting though.
Yeah.
right.
That's why we're needing the backhoe fixed, is to get the culverts done.
I think it
And
needs
the
it needs
roads
to
done.
stay on the agenda for next month too, because we got to get it done before.
And the side streets is just a question of going around, just a shovel,
Yeah.
cleaning them out a little bit and stuff. Yeah, don't have to do nothing major, but that elevation has always been a problem. And I've bitched about it for years here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so. Do we wanna make a motion to move forward with it, or just move on?
Just move on, I would think. It's-
Yeah.
Cause he's gonna,
he's
you're gonna have
he's
the
got it.
information.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leroy's gonna take care of it.
And I wrote down to keep it on the agenda for next month for an update.
Yeah, yeah.
Then do you have a price quote on getting that thing fixed then? Or do you
Yeah,
have a-
it's later on in the
Later
Oh,
on.
day.
okay.
Okay. Next is the Angel Ridge Road. It's basically information because we don't have an MOU. I talked to
Planning and zoning.
planning and zoning. Yeah, we've got to get with Roy Hill. That's the word I was looking for. Roy Hill. He's not. You actually talked to Roy at the road
Not
department.
specifically about that though.
Not
It was
specifically.
just, yeah.
In general, we're supposed to have an MOU with the county. The
What's an
county,
MOU?
Memorandum of understanding.
Oh, okay, good, contract.
yeah,
Yeah, the contract.
But
A contract.
we voted not to have the MOU.
The one that was presented.
the one that was
The one that was
presented,
presented,
yes. The thing is you see how the roads are.
I feel how the roads
Well,
are.
yeah, and it's both county and city.
Sure.
So the county wanted us to give back our tax dollars, at least almost 5,500, something like that. Give back to them for them to maintain our roads.
Just on Angel Ridge and just those little sections.
There's
There's
less than
5
two-
areas.
Yeah, there's 5 areas and it's less than 2 miles. They will not mag chloride it. We have to do that. They're supposed to do the winter plowing and water it before we mag chloride it. There was no plans to keep it graded, keep it any of that. So we have to go back with the county commissioners and Roy Hill and try to come up with a better plan. Unless we can get our backhoe fixed or get a tractor. Yes,
I thought the bolt factory was supposed to go and pay for the mag and stuff.
they were.
Oh.
This was before I found out about that contract. They never mentioned the fact that they have that contract with them.
Yeah.
Roy Hill never told me about that contract. I found out through that.
I was part of that, yeah, when that all went down and stuff, and that's what the understanding I got, that
Yeah.
they were the ones to the mag.
Yeah, that's another reason why it was tabled, because
All right.
there's a lot more to this than just us saying, no, we're not gonna do an MOU. We've now found out that there's an agreement between the county and, I don't know his name, what was his?
Howell.
Howell,
Yeah.
to do the mag chloride and keep that up. Well, I mean, we're giving them our taxes back to do this, and they've got an agreement for somebody else to do it. As a,
That's
so.
a good deal for them.
I'll take the taxes back.
Yeah.
We can just, shake hands on it. We don't have any MOUs or anything.
So, the problem is right now we're moving into an election next month. So all of our 2 of our county commissioners will be brand new. So it'll probably be January before we can get a sit down with the council and the commissioners to get an MOU in play, if they will work with us money-wise.
So what do we do in the meantime?
In the meantime, that's what we're gonna try to figure out, is how can we fix
Can we
Angel Ridge?
get Howell to do anything there? Are they still?
He has a drag, right?
Yeah, I have a box blade, I have a rock rake, I have a blade. Yeah, he has a blade, but what it does is it cornrows.
Oh, yeah,
It puts
okay.
all the gravel on the edge of the road, so then when you get any
Oh,
rain
right,
on it, it just comes right
right
down the
down the
road.
Yeah, I thought he had something there.
So that's what they've been using, and I mean, sure, it takes some of the ribs off of it, but
it takes the
but
gravel.
it's putting all the
away, too.
gravel, and when you get all the gravel off, now you got to pay for gravel to come in on top of grading,
Right.
on top of smoothing.
And that
so
needs to be
you just
pulled in before winter.
three
too,
yeah
to
three
plow
different
out.
you got 3 different expenses versus one, which is maintenance.
Right. And Milton has an individual he can talk to try to get an estimate to see if he'll do the grading for us, for the city, and see how much he'll charge us, so that we'll have a
Right.
grader
Right.
Yeah.
Did you say you've got a grader too?
I have a box blade, which is about 800 pounds, but it only does about 5 foot at a time. So when I did it the other day, I did it just to find out how long it would take for me to do it. It takes me about 2 hours to do from Haven Lane all the way down. That's with a rock rake and then with a
Are you
box
coming
blade.
all the way down to?
Yeah, all the way down the
Canyon?
road, yeah.
Okay,
Blue
you know
Park,
that's,
county.
you know that's county road.
Somebody's got to
Well,
maintain this. I don't care whose it is. Like, my
I-
wife goes off the edge of that, I'm coming to get
Right.
somebody.
Right.
That's the bottom line. If she goes off of that, I'm coming to get, I don't care if it's
Right.
January, I don't care if it's 5 years from now, somebody's paying for it.
Right.
Tell them what section the city has on
Yeah,
I know exactly where it's at. There's a log on the hillside that's painted with a pink square on it. So I've done my investigation on our road there.
So that's.
From that pink square down is Peck's
Down
responsibility.
to where?
Down to where the asphalt changes. So you come right before you go over the bridge, when you're coming into Peck, there's, you know, the
Where you turn up
up
the.
Angel Ridge, there's about 40 feet of asphalt right there. From the end of that asphalt to the pink square on a log on the right-hand side is Peck's responsibility. Beyond that is all county.
Okay, county has down this end as well. We only have a very small section. County has.
Yeah, it's like
there-
200, it's like 200 yards.
Yeah.
It's small.
County has from the Big Canyon Road up to, where did we say it was today? What's that property line?
Jake Jones's place or
I can't
Howell or, I mean, Brian Dale has
No.
a piece of property there too.
Right, down this way, there was
3 sections, 2 of them were county owned
and then
and
ours
one
is
was,
above that.
right.
So basically, even if we maintained our part of the road, the
Right.
county's not maintaining their part of the road.
Right, which
Sure.
I don't want you to feel bad because I live on Bobbitt
All right.
and it's been
Same
crap
Yeah,
for a long time and it's down to bedrock.
Yeah,
And
I live
when
on Melrose, it's.
same thing.
they're
Yeah, so I
not
called the
maintaining
county.
anything, so
I
my
called the
personal
county
opinion
and they
is
came
we
out
shouldn't
3
pay
weeks
them
ago.
to do a crappy job
Absolutely.
because they're already doing a crappy job. Why should we give them the city's
I called
tax
them and
money?
complained to the county. They came out about 9 days after I called them. I mean, I called them. I dealt with,
And what did they do?
they graded the road down to that pink square, pick the blade up, and then go down to the road and turn around. And I called them and I said, hey, this is being recorded right now. So I'm just asking why you would pick the blade up. And I have a video of you guys out there. I got on my four wheeler and recorded them picking their blade up, going all the way down into town, turning around at the bottom of the road, going all the way up to the pink square, and then dropping the blade again.
But you're saying that part of what they picked it up on
That's the
is still
county,
there, is
yeah.
part, is
Still
their
part of
road.
county.
Yeah.
From the map that we got, yes.
Right.
So did they pick up their
It's a
blade
new map.
thinking it was Peck
It's a new
property?
Well, yeah, they picked it up because they want the $5,500 from you guys. So it's all it is a money thing that's going down with Nez Perce with the county. And I told the guy, I said, and I was talking with Ray, something like that, the main dude.
Roy
down-
Hill.
Roy, and I said, hey, this is being recorded, just to let you know. And I have video content that shows your grader out here leaving the worst section of the road exposed to us, even though you're still driving over it. It cost you $0 to do that patch. 0, because you're already driving over it.
Yeah, and-
So if my wife goes off the road, or anybody that I know goes off the road, we're coming for you.
Maybe
And,
they should pay us to maintain it.
Yeah.
and so now, and then he said, well, I'll
We
have
don't-
a grader, I'll have another grader out there, we'll get on.
We have
You
somebody
obviously
on
don't know what
contract.
happened up Little Canyon.
Huh?
You obviously don't know what happened up Little Canyon.
I obviously must not.
That's what they
I was
did.
being more
They
sarcastic
kicked-
than
Yeah,
anything.
they kicked Clearwater County out where the county line was at, and they took that over as a private, independent owned road from about Tim Craig's property where the pavement ends on up. So that was taken over by them as a private, for them to take care of. Sure, they got money back and stuff, but nobody was willing to go ahead and take care of the road. And it turned into a disaster, especially when it came snowplowing company. So if you don't have the tools and the power to do it, just like we don't, to go ahead and grade this little
Yeah.
chunk of road.
We don't have a
you're
grader,
screwed,
so, yeah.
So.
Although I found one on Marketplace, but it's in Montana.
I heard about it.
We just need somebody to bring it over and go check it out, make sure it's mechanically sound. But I found one, and it's cheaper than the 5,500 that the county wants, and we can maintain our own road.
So what section of the road is how under contract to maintain? And what does
section's
maintaining mean? Is it just mag chloride, or are they supposed to grade their section of the road?
Somebody was.
I think it's to maintain and provide the mag chloride.
And that's what they have
We
have a contract with the county.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it written or verbal?
Well, that's
It's
what I'm.
supposedly written.
Well, it feels like we should have a copy.
We
of
should,
it.
yes.
So then maybe we need to put through a Freedom of Information request.
For you.
Assuming anybody at the county actually knows.
So,
Well, I mean, that's a
Angel
public
Freedom of
records request, right?
Yep.
And they wouldn't sign off on our MOU because they want the road money for
Right.
the less than 1.8 of a mile of section where our square goes outside of. And that's why they wouldn't sign it, right? Before.
I was told that it was the Idaho Transportation Department that ixnayed it.
Yeah, I saw that whole email chain, but couldn't really make any sense out of who killed it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't us that pulled it back. It was them that wouldn't agree to it.
Right.
Okay.
When you get the website up, you can put his video on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or heck, if you want to put it up on the Facebook page.
Whatever it takes, he's
So-
get something done.
We're just trying to get away from doing.
I'm just trying to
city
organize the
stuff on
conversation
Facebook.
because there's a little bit of how, there's a little bit of our MOU, there's a little
Little bit of
portion that's
everything.
Peck, and then there's
All
the
three of
county.
those were a little different. I just heard you guys explain, so we need to get a copy
Right,
of the
that-
contract.
that's
and know
why
what the
I'm-
heck is going on.
Exactly.
Right, because
Exactly.
I first heard mag chloride, but I haven't seen it. And if it's not a contract with us because it's part of the road that he's under obligation, that's county road, it's like, where's the portion that he's supposed to do?
Yeah.
We do have a nuclear option, and that's our secret weapon named G. Donnelly.
He's locked and loaded.
Madam Mayor, I move that we pursue a freedom of information request with the Essex County to get the information on the contracts that may be involved in the road maintenance.
Alrighty. Did everybody hear that?
Yeah.
For all of our road maintenance issues.
Okay.
I second that.
And Rob seconded it? Yes.
Aye. We put Gene
Aye.
down there with his gun and say, "You will put that blade down."
Any opposed? Any opposed to the Freedom of Information request?
No.
Okay.
No.
Motion passed. Okay, moving on. Go to the City Hall. Okay, City Hall, this is information only. City Hall will be closed Wednesday, October 16th, and Tuesday, November 5th, for voting, right here in this building,
Right here.
right here. Hope to see you all here
Yes,
on the
there's
5th.
training in Moscow. For me. It's a really good agenda. I already looked at it before I asked about going.
So do you wanna-
No.
No.
We
Training.
gotta mention the
No, I
time,
mean,
right?
is it your permit?
And then,
No,
Oh,
it's
it's
our
actually-
city.
Yeah.
November
that's
5th.
what's saying, we could-
Yes,
we
November.
could,
You're supposed to be here, remember?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do the macro,
Well,
the,
we've done all that.
one more time for the city.
Do we have more discussion on Mag Chloride?
Yeah, we
Okay,
have,
okay, let's do that first and then.
Do we have enough?
we have enough to do another round. Okay, number 8 for, new business is one more round's been suggested that we do one more round of mag chloride on all the city roads before winter hits.
Do we have to water them first?
Yes,
Fire department will help out.
That's what I was gonna ask.
fire department will help out. So, can I get a motion on doing mag chloride one more time?
I move.
I second.
Aye.
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 Passed. We'll do mag chloride. We'll get with you and set up a date, or get with,
Sure. Whatever will be convenient for the city, I'll make sure that someone's available to run the truck. If I'm not here.
and we'll work with you two.
He's on the fire department, so.
Yeah, so am I. I mean,
So am I.
so.
And he can drive the truck.
Yeah.
Did you have something, Patty?
Yeah, while we're on roads, Angel Ridge, when you go up Angel Ridge and then you turn right to go up to the bullet factory, you know what I'm talking about? Well, right before you make that turn, there's a culvert just a little bit down from there. There's a culvert that they put in that goes underneath and it comes out the other side. Well, that's eroded on both sides of that metal pipe. It's completely eroded. And if anybody got close enough to that and wasn't watching, they would totally go over the edge with, because you can't see it until you're upon it. Who would be responsible for fixing that? And why is there not a guardrail there?
Yeah, I
Just a
almost
couple
went
things.
off the edge of that on my track.
Yeah.
So on the downhill side, it's
where I
eroded
mean?
5 feet
You know what I
into
mean?
6 feet into the
Yeah.
road. Yeah, I almost went in.
We'll have
It's
to look
eroded
at
the
that.
road on both sides of the
So
pipe
the culvert
into the road.
on the side of the road, on the uphill side, on the Howell machine side,
Yeah,
that trench, that ditch that goes there is
it's
full.
just getting really,
So
really bad.
nothing can go down the pipe. So it just goes right down the ditch, and then where they put the pipe in, it goes right across the road, and
Right
then just
across where the
has
pipe
chewed
is
out
at.
the whole route.
Is that
It's 6
Edwards
feet
County
long.
or
Is that a
city?
new pipe they put in?
Yep,
Well, it's
Well,
gotta
it's
be
been,
county, 'cause City
it's
Tech
been,
didn't put it in.
it's been a while, it's been
it's all, yeah, it's all
3
shiny
years,
now.
4 years, it's,
Yeah,
but the eroding has been the last couple of years,
Yeah.
like last winter.
Right.
I was really worried about getting very close to that, and then when it snows.
You can't
And
see
you've got
it.
slush you can't see, and I just know somebody's gonna go off the edge. And why is there not a railing somewhere on that? That curve's really dangerous.
Maybe get some Jersey barriers or something.
Right.
So is that,
Something.
is that on the county part of that,
Well,
or?
Yeah, it's
Well,
county. it's
That's
county
why I'm
road we're
asking,
talking
because
about.
I thought
Yeah.
that
So
I
that's-
thought
that's
that the
nothing to do with
boundary
us.
was at
So we could
the
let the county know.
street that the
Yeah.
bullet factory.
Just
I
like
thought that was
being
the
smart,
boundary, because
ammunition
when they
on the
did all of
bush.
that, paving, the bullet factory paid for that a couple years ago, where they put that blacktop, not blacktop, but you know, they.
Mag chloride. and
Yes,
pavement.
yes, they did that, they did the whole thing all the way up, and they stopped right at the street where the bullet factory goes up. It was, I think, 2 years ago,
Yeah.
2.5 years ago. Beautiful, beautiful road, wonderful. From there up to our place at Angel Point, just all the way up.
That's
And-
county.
And my neighbor Ted Brown, he worked for the city forever. He's retired, and he has called 3, 4, 5 times a year complaining about our road from the bullet factory up. They never come out. I'll bet they haven't been out there in
City or
in
county?
over 2
Called the
years.
county.
Yeah.
Oh, you said
I
city,
still
so-
want to hear
county.
about it, just because
It's really bad. It's really, really bad.
Well,
because of the whole MOU thing. I don't have any kind of
And
taste
it's
for
just
them
all the way
picking
up.
up the blade
And obviously,
and
it
then
doesn't
asking for
help
all that
that's what
money.
pissed me off.
Because they don't even plow all. I mean, how often do you guys get plowed up there by the county?
I don't know, I've only been there a month.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, but
So I guess my question
Yeah.
is that city property where that ditch is,
That is
that's
county.
eroding?
I'm almost positive that is county.
Positive,
Well,
that's county.
county should
Positive.
be fixing it
If
before
you,
winter.
if you go up Angel Ridge, watch on the uphill side, there's like a log, kind of an eroded log on the uphill side. It's got a big pink square on it.
Oh, I'll have to
So
look
from that
for it.
pink square up is county. They're required to maintain.
Is it before the turn to the bullet factory?
I think it is,
Yes,
going
it
up, I think it is.
It's not
Really
that,
get the
about
map.
100 yards
I'll
down
look
the
for
road.
it.
Does anybody
Yeah,
have
okay.
photos?
We'll get the map.
I'm gonna go up there.
Yeah,
and
I
all
think,
this stuff.
I think,
Hey, the road's actually pretty nice right now, so now's the time to go.
You did it.
Drive real fast. Yeah.
It's actually really pretty good right now.
We will
Better
definitely
it's been than 2 years.
we'll definitely get to work on this with, the council here. We'll start getting together
Thank
with
you.
county, and, we'll be also looking for some, equipment and stuff for us to be able to either hire out or, you know.
For
so
our
we can-
section.
For our
Yeah,
section.
But I feel like if everybody who lives outside of Peck City limits is complaining to the county and then you bring it to us, we should complain to them too.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, we're getting nowhere.
Do you have a
We're getting
business
nowhere.
card, sir?
Yeah, I have it in my truck, I can grab it for you.
Yes.
Please, thank you.
Please.
Alrighty,
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
No, thank you.
We need to go back, we missed, approving of the bills.
Oh,
Oh, I don't want to pay any of the bills this month.
Yeah.
I'll forward the phone calls on to you.
Well, we're having a budget shutdown.
Where is that?
Okay.
Is there anything,
It was-
I didn't see anything unusual.
I don't, is,
What's, early bird supply?
that's the lags that we're gonna have to return.
Yeah.
Those were the bolts for the planks on the bridge, but the ones that we got were way too big from them. So we're gonna see if we can get them back, because we just went ahead and went to Builder Supply and not ordered, but picked up the right size that we needed. So hopefully they'll take them back.
Just curious.
Or I'll pay for the one bolt that I attempted to put in and the air compressor laughed at me.
Okay.
Is this our
Any other
last?
questions?
Is this our last Simmons bill?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe.
We'll find out if they send us another one.
Yeah.
Well, I make a motion to approve the bills to be paid.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Bills will be paid. Alrighty, Cindy, you're up.
Okay, so on the 4th, I got an email from the liquor.idaho, and our amount is
Tax dollars.
yes, tax dollars from the liquor sales. Tax share of the quarterly distribution will be $1,447.
Isn't that going annual now?
Yes,
That's all of it.
but this is,
It's still quarterly this year.
I don't know what specifically when
Yeah.
they're starting that, but that's what the email says, so, informing you.
Yeah. If everybody drinks a little more, we'll get more money.
Yeah.
Where would we do that?
Do we have to tell them the front back?
Okay, so.
Went down since the big canyon closed, huh?
Yeah.
I think, it was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, at work, all of a sudden, power went out. And the surge protector, battery powered, that
Didn't work.
did not work at all. So, we need a new one. That because, yes, the printer, the phone, the computer, everything's plugged into that, and everything went down. So, I consulted with Milt, and I put down on the sheet there exactly what we need, and it's $99.99. I believe it was Amazon that I can get it off of.
Now, this is just to run things until you shut them down, or how long?
Right.
Right.
Right, just so we can shut
So
it
you
down
don't say-
properly.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. So there's that I'm requesting. Do you want to
I would
have
just,
me continue, and what else I need before you make a motion?
Go ahead, yeah, what else do you
Okay.
need?
So address labels, and on mine I didn't put, I need 3 boxes, I believe.
3 boxes for $14.79 a piece.
Thank you. Mine was the sheet that didn't get that information. And that should last me, I believe, a year. And it's the address labels that go on all the bills and water bills, everything, bills we pay,
New files.
What,
new files,
are
everything.
those,
The white.
yeah, I'm thinking I may have more of those than I'll ever use the rest of my lifetime. So before you buy them, let me take a look.
Okay,
Maybe you can reduce that.
so then I'm asking if
He doesn't.
you don't have it,
Yeah, right.
then
We,
I would like,
we'll still
okay.
support that, but we can
Right.
maybe reduce it.
Or, yes, and also, I got a call from Staples,
Are we still doing this?
Just chill. Please, with all due respect, chill out. Staples called because we haven't ordered in a while, and are we mad at them? Did they do something? And I said, no, we're not mad. I don't order every month. I don't order every other month. I only order when I actually need something, and I'll stock up when it's on sale. I just don't do that. And they said, well, we have an extra 5% off on your account right now until November 23rd, or I think it was. So I need some copy paper.
Yeah.
So I might as well get 3 cases. They're on sale for $33.24 a case right now, and I'll get 5% more off of that, and that should last me a good while.
Okay.
Although I did go through two reams in the last month, maybe 2 weeks actually.
I'll be going through some.
Yeah, and just so you know, I'm also recycling paper. The stack I have for scrap paper, I already have oodles of scrap paper, so if there's anything that's going to get printed that is not going in a file, that's a temporary thing that needs to be printed, it's going to get printed on the other side of what we've already got, so we can cut down on paper usage there. Why are you smiling at me? I'm trying to save money for the city. We don't have enough.
Didn't we get that thing with the past bill finally resolved?
Yes.
No.
Or no?
No.
Never gonna be resolved.
Oh, one, yeah.
Yeah.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
As long as they keep letting us order.
So that's it. That's what I have at the moment.
I move that we support that request.
Second. For all items?
All items.
As, okay. Possibly amended based on your
Yeah.
return labels.
All in
Okay.
favor?
Aye. You could throw my donation towards that too
No.
if you need to.
None opposed, so it passed.
No, not for this, for your paper. And next time if they say, are you mad at us, say, yeah, give me some free paper.
Okay, so that passed.
Okay, so who moved? Milk moved.
Well, yeah.
Okay. John?
And John seconded.
Okay. The other thing is Rob has donated back his council check, to the city.
Thank you, Rob.
So we're loaded now.
Yeah.
A whole 3 months worth of pay there, buddy.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Alrighty.
He'll find a way.
I have to eat one meal at your house every day.
Oh, you get us still next time.
Yeah.
Leroy, you have anything?
I took the pump off that backhoe this morning anyway, cause it's not, doesn't have no pressure or something anyway. I haven't had a chance to tear the pump apart to see what's going on inside it as far as filter or whatever that needs to be done, so I'm at that point. I know a new pump's gonna run about $300 anyway if we have to buy a new pump, but hopefully I can repair this one. We'll see what's happening there. I pressure washed all the equipment off the other day and just trying to get the equipment up to speed anyway. The fuel lines on that John Deere tractor, they all need to be replaced, you know. It's a simple job, but I'm surprised the thing even runs right now and stuff anyway, yeah.
Did we have a price for the power steering line?
The power steering pump?
Or the lines for the
Oh,
John
the
Deere?
fuel lines?
The fuel lines, I mean.
They're just rubber, they're metal. I'm just gonna replace them with rubber.
With rubber?
Yeah,
Okay.
and so it would be, not very much, $50 for most filters and fuel lines and stuff, and a shut-off valve, yeah.
Okay.
And I got that Husqvarna non-deck lawnmower thing running. I don't know, we can use it for spraying or something, and jobs in the park anyway and stuff. What else is there? What? Oh, I gotta tell them about that? So I requested a dry erase board for inside the shop anyway, so that we can keep track between him and I what projects need to be done, so you can just, it just works really good, a dry erase what it does in the shop. And if you guys wanna pop in there and write a nasty note to me on it and stuff, you can. I can always erase it, so, yeah. Yeah, so, that, and what
Unless
else?
we write it in permanent marker.
Oh, okay, and also I wanted to get a heavy duty white tip pen anyway, so I can go around and mark the water meters better and stuff, so Anthony at least can pick it up a lot better too. I know where most all of them are and stuff, but it takes a while to learn anyway. But if we just put them numbers in a more plainer spot, which I don't see why you can't have number 59 on top of your meter box, you know, for everybody to see. So that's what I want to do, just to make life a little easier there. Now what else I got? Oh, the mower. Oh yeah. So the Husqvarna lawnmower without a deck, it needs a new battery in it stuff. It's toast. So other than that, I cleaned out the fuel system on it and got it all running good and stuff anyway. So am I done with you?
That's your thing. Yeah, it's right there.
So I got the locate done on Old Melrose or Elwood anyway, whichever you want to call it anyway. So I'll go up there and check that out. I mean, I'll get the backhoe cleaned up, minimum dig, you know, in front of the culverts and stuff. I understand hand digging, done it, not a problem anyway, but we'll get them culverts cleaned up anyway. Definitely that street's a priority. Because that's what's destroying that paved part of that street, is the water coming down through there and making that road soft and it's moving around and, yeah, coming apart, yeah. Okay, so we worked on the bridge today, we replaced a bunch of the planks on it. Anthony and I did, and this guy here, a huge amount of help. Oh my gosh, yeah, I mean, he's not making a dime doing this and stuff, he's out there busting his ass all day today. Yeah, very impressive.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, so.
Want your check back?
No. Exactly, yeah. So you got the metal plates today?
Yes, I did.
So she had ordered some metal plates because the metal plates that were on the end of the bridge were so destroyed that you could look through them.
Yes,
I mean,
literally.
Yeah, so we'll get those put on there and we'll have a much nicer, easier approach on and off the bridge. But when we put them boards down, remember they were an inch taller than the other boards were and stuff, so there's a little bit of a bump here and there. I went in with the chainsaw and tried to scarf them down anyway to make them so they're gradual anyway. I'll work on it some more when I get some more time anyway.
Okay.
That'll probably be your first one.
So is that maintenance on the bridge done now?
No, they still have.
We still gotta do the
Yeah,
metal plate.
metal plates and then clean up and then just, yeah, we're almost done.
And then we're gonna need to keep an eye on the bridge too.
Yeah, watch
just
those
a little bit
lags.
more to look for any of those lags that pop up. We might have to periodically go buy a couple more because the planks that the deck boards sit on are also rotten.
Yeah,
some of them.
underboards are
So when we
gone.
were securing them, we tried to go by and mark the ones that were, you know, obviously rotten. You know, and try to get into some good wood. But if we didn't, you know, in some places and it's more of a pin than holding it down, it's probably going to come up a little bit. Yeah.
So that wouldn't be so bad if people drove very slowly across the bridge, would it?
Yeah, well, you know, we can't have nice things, so.
Did we ever get a weight limit sign?
There
There is
one on
one.
both
Yep.
sides.
Oh.
I asked about it before I realized there was one, so I
Do we
didn't.
have
I didn't
a,
know because I don't go over
Like,
there.
is there a speed limit or anything going over that bridge?
I think it should be 5 miles an hour. I mean,
Do we have-
let's be turtles.
You're gonna have to with
Yeah.
the new wood in there because it is.
Yeah.
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 We should maybe put that for next month or something, and look, see how much a sign would be.
I'll check the inventory too. Maybe we got something hiding
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
rafters
that's a
or
good idea.
something.
Cool. Yeah.
Whether they abide by it or not, but at least.
Oh, yeah.
We've done our part.
We've done our due
Yeah.
diligence.
I will say, driving over it, I think it's less bumpy now than it was. So
Oh.
it's nice.
Of course. He lives over there, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's 5 miles an hour, by the way.
I'll take it
Oh,
5
yeah.
miles. I go in first gear
Anything else
as I go
And
over.
what did you guys decide with Joey Bond? Do we put a water meter in there or not?
We will
Well,
have to discuss that. It'll probably,
well, he's not paying for one right now, is he?
He has one trailer that he would
Paying for
like to
meters
get
not there?
water into.
Yes.
I walked into the job and he was paying for a meter. I've kept it up because and nobody told me to stop.
Yeah.
And I was told to
So-
read it, there's no
Well,
water
if
meter,
he's
so.
paying for a meter that's not there, he should have a meter.
Yeah.
If somebody
So then-
took it,
It's
then
not
comes
his
the
fault.
question of, does he pay for it or do we?
We're gonna
I
have to
think
put the
he's
meter back.
already paid for
And
it.
the hookup's all there, it'd take me 15 minutes
Yeah,
to
I
pop
think
in there.
that-
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I would say we
Put
put
all
a
the
meter.
water? Yeah.
Definitely.
So then.
It sounds
needs
like
to
we
be a
have a meter,
motion
yeah.
I think we have
That happens.
Let's say we'll have to
two
double
of one, one of the
You
other
just are
style.
gonna consider
I'll double check
the
right
other
after this.
trailer that he's got there.
Next month.
So which
Right.
one is he in a hurry for? The one that
The
got
one that
stolen?
got stolen.
I'm moving with the water meter.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All, any opposed? Pass.
If we had a whiteboard, we could write all this down.
I know. Well, and then just so we're all tracking, so if we have one of one style, one of the other, one's gonna go in for him. Eventually, he's
We're gonna
probably
need
gonna need
3
a water
points.
meter. We're gonna need at least a total. We're gonna consume 3 eventually.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell you what, I will go up there and I will survey the situation as far as, because he's talking a whole other cap.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we'll check out where his water meter's at, I'll try to figure out where the lines are at, and I'll give you a detailed little map of what the heck's going on up there and stuff.
And that's the one on the east way of Wasky, right?
Yeah, Wasky,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'll have to look into that, see where it's all laying at. I will take care of that. I'll give you, and I'll give you a map detailing it all and what it's gonna take for
I
him to
remember we
get
talked about, we had 3 meters in reserve right now.
Well, we got several of them.
Yeah, we're good.
But we need to think about order.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we get every meter, we need to order a
Next-
meter.
Yeah.
And do we know where to order the meters from?
Ferguson, isn't it?
I think it's Ferguson. I can double check on that.
I'm almost positive it's
And
Ferguson.
there's other places, but Ferguson, if you wanna continue with the same kind of
Yeah.
meter.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. And you guys got a weird, the old C-clamp type.
We also have the thing with the meter boxes.
We need lids.
We need
That
to.
was that lids.
Yeah.
We need lids
We
terribly
couldn't
bad.
buy, we couldn't buy the lid without.
You gotta buy the whole
box.
set, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find it for you.
It's dumb.
Okay, I got a connection for that too.
So do you have did you get a price on a whiteboard and how big you need?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
on
there's
your-
a price on there.
Yeah,
It's
28
under
to
there, very
44,
bottom. Very
36
last.
by 24.
No, other side.
Oh, it's in my dental record.
Yes.
Oh!
If we're all,
Got it.
I
So,
told you to put appropriate labels on there.
Is that tooth number 36 and tooth number 24?
so I ended up getting a bunch of folders that are very nice, and they have these inserts, and they came from a medical place that went all
Maybe you should take a
paperless.
Sharpie and
And so I got them for free, and I thought it was awfully good idea to make council packets like this.
It's an amazing idea.
However, the separators say things like health history,
Dental record.
dental records.
Oh, I can just see the city council meetings. I motion to approve the dental records.
There was no names on anything.
No, said, I make a motion to return to vaccinations. Alrighty, so,
we have to do maintenance so I make
Yeah.
a motion that we approve the purchases as listed on the maintenance sheet for this month.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. Pass.
Next meeting, I'll have a price for you for them meter box lids and stuff, because we need to get them lids fixed, and what boxes aren't insulated, the meters need to be insulated and stuff, so that's on my list for the next meter read to have all like that.
Perfect.
Do we need to buy insulation for that?
You can take just a plastic baggie and put shitty insulation inside it, seal it
Do
up
we
and
have
tape.
shitty insulation to put in it?
I can find it.
I think
Okay,
that's.
I'm just asking, because otherwise
The
we
more
need to put it
asbestos,
on
the
the
better.
It's on the record.
Asbestos needs to be buried anyway, doesn't it?
Exactly.
We'll move on to Justin. Now that it's- Were you done, Leroy?
Yeah, sorry. about that.
Anthony, do you have anything to add?
Did you want to introduce them?
Well, what an idea.
Yeah, what an idea. Well, it says it on the nameplate.
Yeah, I got a name.
Yeah, they know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm somebody now.
Yeah.
This is Leroy Kuykendall. He is our new one of our new maintenance.
Leroy?
Or
Leroy,
Tammy,
yes, not
Tammy
Luke.
calls him Luke.
I don't know why.
I'm known as Luke. And then this is Anthony Gravenmeyer.
Got it.
Yes. And he is also our new another maintenance person, and will be working more with water, or moving into helping out with the water
That sounds like a plan.
So, yeah. So that's our new employees. Let's give them a hand. Thank you for joining the team. Alrighty.
You're gonna come back tomorrow, right?
The night is young.
Okay, Justin, you're
So I got a lot of information just based off of stuff that we talked about last month. The biggest expense thing, I guess, we were talking about a pressure reducing valve put up over by Steve White's place to try to bring the whole town down to 90 psi. I talked to a gentleman at Clay Valve. It's the same valves. It's the same valves that City of Orofino, City of Kamei, and Lewiston uses. He said the way we want to do it is, because the 6-inch line coming down, if you just do one massive PRV on there, then when you have low pressure times, sometimes that'll fail, or sometimes it'll open up and give shocks to the system. So he suggested doing a smaller 1.5-inch PRV onto the side, so that we have low flow and we have high flow.
So that means we're gonna have to make a cement box for it to sit in.
Yep, it'll have to have a cement box.
Because I've seen them in Orofino, they're set up and stuff, same way.
Yep. So the prices are in here for the, let's see, for all the stuff he quoted on me with with the one valve, it's going to be about 11,000.
For the valve.
For the valves, and he included some of the piping and stuff that
And
went
that's
along
a
with it.
6-inch valve then?
6-inch valve and 1.5 for the
Oh,
bypass.
the 1.5 for the
Yep.
bypass. Oh,
And
okay.
Could we do the labor ourselves?
yeah, we can definitely do that. The biggest thing is getting that cement box and getting it in the ground.
Yeah.
I know we'll have to have a crane or something to put it in there.
That'd help, right?
It helps. I don't know how much that valve weighs, but it can't be over,
It's a good
not
size
over a
one.
ton.
No, not over
Yeah,
a ton.
1,000 pounds maybe?
Uh,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it doesn't
The
say
loader was
how.
going, we could probably hoist it in there or get
Yeah, we
something
can screw
in
it
there.
through water.
Borrow my voice, they just lifted a 500-pound stove, we'll be fine.
There you go. But yeah, that's kind of more just information, because I know we're not going to be able to do that right now. But
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be my question. Is this
Yep.
something that-
it would be nice to do by next year if we can do it, just because it's a big investment right now, but bringing the entire lower flat down to 90 instead of the 150 psi that it is. I told the guy that it's 150 down on the flat, and he did a spit take and said, how are your pipes still together down here?
What I
Well,
want to know
sometimes
is,
they're not, is the answer.
what I want to know is
Create our own
how
relief.
hasn't this come up in the past?
It sounds like it has.
It
I brought
sounds
it up 20 years ago.
There you go.
it sounds like it comes up
But-
every decade or
But
something,
when
and
they did
then
the plumbing, was it 74 they relied?
75.
Yes, 75, when they put in the new plumbing out here and stuff, that's when they should have done it.
Yeah.
I mean, it should-
Exactly.
Just looking at it on paper, they should be able to look at it and go, oh shit, we got to do something about
Yeah.
this, you know? And why they didn't, I have no idea. But I know we've been talking about it 20 years ago.
I was gonna say, if we decide to come up with a timeline for the project, are we able to take, since this is a high dollar, can we take like a little bit out of water or wherever we would get the money from to pay for that, like every
Liquid
month? And
water.
save
It
up?
It would all come out of
Oh,
water.
I know,
Yeah.
but
And at this moment, we probably have the funds to get that done.
okay. So back to the cement box. Is it something that has to be craned in, or is it something we can dig up and make a form?
Well,
for?
we can pour the box there.
We can do it. Okay.
And
Obviously,
we
so-
probably will have to, just the way the plumbing's gonna have to run and stuff. I mean, you're not gonna
If
be
you
able
get
to
weight
buy
and dimension, we could figure out what it's gonna take to get it in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But if we pour it ourselves, we won't have to worry about the weight and dimensions, right?
Well, you're not just gonna be able to carry it down there and put it in place.
But I mean, if we
You're
pour,
not,
you're
you're
talking
not
about,
gonna put a box in that's
Yeah,
prefabbed
yeah.
and put it in.
That's
That's just
what-
not gonna happen.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
You're gonna make the form in place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
make
gotta
the
make the
form in
forms in there, you
place.
gotta have the mounts on the bottom of the box for this valve to sit on, you know, and stuff,
Right.
and, you know, I mean,
so it'd be a self-pour, not a pre-made.
Correct. That's
Yeah,
why. That's why I was
exactly.
asking this question,
Yeah,
just to make sure it was
exactly.
clarified.
Right.
Because I thought we
You're
would
gonna
be
put it
self.
next
We
to
would
the
be
existing
pouring.
pipe and then just divert into it and back out.
there's several ways of doing it, yes, yeah, and that would probably be one way of doing it, that way you could just put a shut-off valve on that existing pipe next door and an off valve there, that way you can still have water going through it, because these things need maintenance.
That's
once in a
another good
while.
question.
Yeah.
They are something that probably you have to replace the diaphragms in them every 3 years, I'm thinking, you know, and stuff, yeah.
So we probably also need a quote for some shut-offs to go in line, right?
Yep.
With this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there would be more peripherals that went along with
Yeah,
this, but
so
this is
okay.
just the valve itself.
Right. This is all right.
Can the city
You
look
have
for
to
grants
stop
on this
them.
stuff? Can the city look for grants for this stuff?
We would.
And also, I think over 16 years, I think the pipes have been fixed like 34 times. So however many connections that had to be put in, whether they were 2 or 3 because of a T, or just 1, well, 2 for each pipe. How much is a connection? So you start adding all those numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Like the ones we used over
Yes.
there. Those I
Yeah.
think they were like 400 a pop.
piece.
Yeah.
So we ate up $800 on that one. On the
It
intake.
would easily pay for itself,
Yeah.
just over a couple years and not having to do brakes.
Right.
Yeah, I said that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, even the little ones, like down here, having to dig up the street,
Right.
put
Yeah.
just a 3/4 inch line in, that cost us $700 or $800.
Yeah,
I like running water.
that's
Yeah, I
important.
mean,
Because you weren't here to use your your excavator.
I'll give Leroy the key.
I mean, I definitely think we need to do it.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. Moving forward, I definitely think so.
Yeah.
But we're gonna probably need to go and get a price for some shut-offs too. And
Yeah,
then
the-
approach this as a project.
I mean,
Like identify
what
the
you should
area.
probably do is actually maybe work out this whole
Yeah, you're gonna break it into
system
phases.
and get all the parts,
Yeah.
diagram it out.
Yep.
I'll give you pictures of the
Yeah.
ones in Orfino.
Yeah.
I'll go around and take pictures of them all, that way
Yeah.
we can look at them and see what's going on, so
Yeah.
you guys can all understand what's gonna be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'll get the ones for Adam Reservoir.
Oh, okay.
I can go grab that.
And then the 3 of you can work together on making a plan and getting all the parts, the price for the whole entire project.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Can you
And
do
we
that?
can revisit this in November.
And it's just
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
get more expensive.
Yeah,
Well,
Life goes on. Yes, life goes
Until
on.
we can get the overall grant to go ahead and
I mean,
review,
you would have done it 4
everything.
years ago, it probably cost half the cost.
20 years ago.
So,
Four years.
I have a question. If you're gonna be pouring concrete though, and it's gonna be getting colder, you can't do that when it's gonna be freezing temperatures outside, right?
No, you
So,
can.
This isn't gonna happen
You
until
can?
spring.
Oh, yeah, I'm for you, when it's 20 below.
they do have
Really?
full.
Oh, yeah. You got
They
blankets
have
that's in the
cold
ground,
tents,
you have
yeah.
blankets you can put on top.
Okay.
More calcium in the mix,
Okay.
5 bags.
Okay, I didn't know that, so that's good to know.
It's just not comfortable.
Right, but it's probably, but for as long as it'll take to do that, probably better than working outside fixing water leaks
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
in the winter. Is,
yeah.
why I
Well,
was
this
asking.
goes out the water leak, it falls
Okay.
around.
Okay, where are we at?
Let's move on. Did you have anything else, Justin?
I've
Do you need
got.
do you need to buy some chemicals?
I'll get to that.
Oh, sorry.
I want to go over the info stuff first, and
Sorry.
then the
Yeah.
other. If that's cool. I did look into that hydrant quick valve. Back when Mike bought one, it was like $40-50 off eBay. Now I can't find one under this $255.
Now, that is for the intake?
No. This one is just for the fire hydrants.
Oh,
We can
okay.
hook that onto there and help dilute the water when we go to flush
Flush it.
the hydrants.
Okay.
And really, when you're hooking up fire hoses to it. You should put this on in case the hydrant fails. Then you could shut that, and it's a contained system.
Do you have the wrench for it?
Yes, we have the wrenches for it.
Does it just
So
come back
doesn't
in?
that,
Yeah. But City of Orofino said we can borrow some of theirs if we need them.
Okay.
And I was trying to get with Randy. I haven't gotten a hold of him. Does that something the fire department could get with the
I
surplus?
thought they already had one. I
They should
thought
have
they had
a bunch
couple
of those.
I don't know.
Oh, because I've used them before for the fire department.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got a picture of it right here. When I was
Collars,
there,
you wrench it on, and it's got the shut off valve, so when you crank it
Problem
down
is,
open.
problem is people shut off the valve too fast and they have a train wreck and then they
Yeah.
tore the lines apart.
We've been training our guys to open fast and close slow.
Yeah.
Very slow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But that big pressure reducer would fix a lot of that.
Yeah. One of the other things is, I don't think we need it right now, but I think there was some research into getting citric acid from a new place. Because if we got it from USA Blue Book, 5-pound bag of it was $250 out the door. However, if we get it from Ingretti.com, it's $110.70 and the shipping's only $57. So that could save $100 off of there. That's something. That's for the CIPs. We do twice a year. We do one skid, and then 6 months later we do the other one. So it's a year of use between each skid, but you stagger them so you don't get all messed up. I don't think. I've been trying to think when the CIPs were done last. I think they were done around May. So the next one shouldn't need to be done until November-ish.
Next month?
Next month or next?
Yep, and I think I have enough for that one.
That one.
You do think you do?
I think I have enough for that next one, and then we'll have to
So
order
the
this
skid
one.
you did, the first one was the one on the right.
We end up doing both of them because it went for so long.
Oh, okay.
We did both of them, and then now I'm going to go ahead and stagger
Stagger 'em.
and
So do
go
you
from
pull
there.
the membranes out at that time and repair them then?
No, we can if they need it,
Oh.
but right now we haven't really had to do any pins. We're not losing too much pressure,
Oh, okay.
so we're good on that.
And I just, to bring up the money issue, well, I think we need to be a little bit careful right now until I find out what's gonna happen with the IRS.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty confident that I'll get away. But they have like a 30% interest rate if you're gonna make payments, and it's, depending
Yeah.
on, because it goes back to 2019.
So yeah, that's not something we need right now,
Okay,
but
I mean, I'm just like,
Yeah.
letting everybody.
there was the mark on here for the compressor oil. I don't know where that was coming from or what oil we need, so I need to do some more research on that before I bring it back.
I wanted to also check on that because I believe Amber just bought like.
I think so. I think it was
And,
just serviced.
It
Yeah.
was sometime late spring, early summer.
Yeah.
we got-
We're gonna go back through the records and see
Okay.
when she ordered that because that was just done like less than 5 months ago.
Okay, I thought so,
Yeah.
but I wasn't 100% sure.
The
So
machine should be tagged when you do that.
Yeah.
okay?
yeah,
Should be.
should be.
And it should be logged in a logbook.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that's something I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna get is a dedicated logbook.
Thank you.
Right.
Um,
We're gonna do much better record keeping going forward.
Ink for the printer. I didn't get time enough to see what ink we needed.
What the cartridges are.
Yep. I don't know how much they've normally been, but I was looking at the levels on the computer. We're down to the quarter on them, so I will need those.
Do you need color?
You need color to make it run, or does it have?
No, I mean, do you print color? Can you just print black and white?
For what I think we just need black and white. I don't think we need the color one. So
So would it be better to just buy a printer that only has to have
That's what I'm saying, buy a laser printer,
that,
use a toner cartridge.
right, and that way they don't dry up, and you don't have to buy the color that you're not using and just to make the black work.
Yeah, either that or the refill ones like they got at the fire department, because that's you just literally drop the ink into there and
Well, the
they
fire
save a lot.
department has a nice new
Isn't
toner.
that
I know they do. I don't know. I haven't looked into them.
Okay.
No, I meant the ink, dropping the ink if you're.
incredibly expensive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But
Alrighty.
yeah.
So,
I just bought two.
I can go up there tomorrow and get the numbers
No,
off
I know, I
those
used to have them all the
cartridges.
time. Right?
Okay.
He was
If you
talking about
want.
it.
Sounds good.
And just give them to her so she has them on record.
Okay.
What they are.
Okay. And the last thing, since we're gonna have 3 people at the water plant, I wanted to label a bunch of stuff, really get it organized so any of the 3 of us can go up there and know exactly where everything is. I did get a Bluetooth printer, and I was just asking because they're on sale right now to get a roll of the label tape. It's only $8 right now.
Just send me whatever it is and I'll get it
Okay.
ordered for you.
Okay,
Just email it to me, if you would.
I can do that.
Okay.
It's actually in the
On-
papers.
In the
Oh,
papers
okay,
to be
okay.
approved.
Yes.
Sorry.
Also, with your organization, I have a lot of files that are like this.
Yeah.
If you would like to have a whole box of them
Okay.
to organize.
Yeah.
Your dental records.
Yeah. Yeah, the files, I don't know if we have the file cabinet hangers. If we have those, I would definitely take, I've got a whole file cabinet that's empty. I would take a bunch of those.
The hanging folders.
Yep, to hang the folders.
We don't have the hanging folders.
Okay, that's fine.
I didn't.
I might have
But we
some.
might be able to acquire some.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great to get some of those. I think other than that,
I just wanted to add something, the reports that we are starting to do with when we have a break
Mhm.
and, everything, I've got to give Justin kudos. His reports are amazing, they're detailed, they have photos, so.
Color photos.
Color photos, so from now forward, as long as this administration is in play, we will have very detailed reports of any line breaks that we have or any kind of repairs that we have to do. These guys are on it. It's awesome, awesome, awesome reporting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, so do we need to approve your spending or is that?
I think it's all informational except for
the labels.
the labels
Except for the labels. Okay,
and
so-
the printer cartridges, however much those are gonna be.
Okay.
Printer cartridges?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least the black right now, unless we do something in the future.
Okay, so do we
Did you
wanna
talk
make
about
a?
getting a printer though? Okay.
Okay. Or that.
I make a motion to approve the purchase of the labels and the toner for ink cartridge for water.
No, second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
I.
Those opposed?
Just look at me.
Yeah. Motion passed for water.
And I guess unless you guys have questions for me, I think I'm done.
Alright.
How are you doing on chlorine?
I have 6 boxes right now.
Okay, and how many do you use a month?
I need to figure that out.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a set order
We use a
rate
lot
for
less
that.
water to water, right?
Yes and no. We use a lot less because people aren't watering their lawns, but they're at home a lot more. So,
Take showers in the winter.
Yeah.
Well,
So you-
some people, when it gets cold, turn their taps on last winter.
Right.
yeah,
I don't, but some people do.
yeah. So usually spring and fall is when people use water the least. Summer and winter proper is the most.
So just because, the reason I asked is just because there was that shortage thing or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's still going on.
I think it was solved.
Yeah, that was a while. That was a plant in Louisiana or something like that blew up.
There was a couple. There was a train derailment. There was a plant that blew up, and there was also a railroad strike. So it was kind of a perfect trifecta. Tons of panic letters went out, but I think it's been resolved by now. Another
Well,
company.
Once you get to a month, level there.
'Kay.
Let's try ordering a month, and that way we have a month to figure out if they're gonna.
Sounds
ship it
good.
to us.
Don't you keep track of how much chlorine goes in the system versus what the water meter reads and stuff, so you know how much chlorine you're introducing?
Yes, I have to go through that info and it's not in like a nice chart. I have to go back manually and find out how much we normally use a month. Yeah.
Okay.
The record keeping we're changing the way the record keeping was since Amber has resigned as the water operator for the city of Peck. Justin is going to get a more streamlined way that we are logging things and keeping track of how everything is being processed. So it's going to be just transferring from one way the thing was done to the way it's going to be done from here on out. So hopefully within the next month the transition will get a little bit easier and easier, and we'll be able to have more information on the computer and instead of handwritten information. So he's bringing it up to the 20th century,
20th or 21st?
21st century. So
Do I need to
I was
get with
gonna
you
bring
guys
it
to get
out
spun
of
up
the
a
20th
little bit
century.
faster?
I need to go too because
So we're
I've got
moving
lots
things to the
of. I
computer
haven't
and
been
getting
able to
things
get
more
up there.
streamlined,
We should
so
be
it's
able to have a
easier to
chemical
find.
forecast once we,
So-
you know what I mean?
Is that-
Like we
I
should
wasn't
know.
sure on the
I think
timeline
that's-
sounded a little longer when we first talked about it.
Oh yeah. Are you talking about looking at
Getting spun up,
VA?
yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk offline. about
Don't
that.
leave before I get to talk to you.
I was just kidding, Cheryl, that was a joke. I
well-
was talking about him.
Is there anything else that you have to?
I think that's
Actually,
it.
when do you have time to take us up there to go through stuff?
Yeah, I talked to you
Fine.
this weekend.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, is this weekend okay?
I don't
I work
think.
weekends.
That's right, you work weekends.
But I can
Oh,
figure
okay.
something.
Whatever, if you want to do the evening, I don't care.
Okay, I can always take you two up and then you up separately
Okay.
too.
This way.
So Saturday work?
Let me just make sure that I'm not
Well,
saying
I
something.
gotta,
We go early enough.
I'm doing a gun,
Okay.
or I'm sighting in a bunch of guns Saturday, so,
Will you sight my gun too?
I got Sunday morning to afternoon.
Let's go.
Yeah. I have no comments. He needs to talk to you. Does any
I
of the
don't have
council have
anything
any
else.
comments?
No. Let's
Okay,
wrap it up.
just a reminder for next month's meeting is November 13th at 6 o'clock here. And at 8:01, meeting adjourned.
That's what I did.